Hey there, my name is Kurt, and besides owning my own agency called Mañana No Mas, I have been working for the last several years directly with the great folks at Lifter LMS. Now, in this video titled How to Create an Online Course Website with Bricks and Lifter LMS, we're going to go through some of the finer points of the benefits of Lifter LMS, but also Bricks, which is an awesome page builder in the WordPress space. So what we're going to cover is we're going to install Bricks directly from scratch into a website with Lifter LMS, and I'll show you how to install that into a fresh WordPress installation. Next, we're going to talk about how to integrate them and see those integrations and kind of what that looks like. But then in a second stage of this tutorial, I'm going to switch over to one of our demo sites. And our demo sites are fully populated WordPress websites with Lifter LMS installed, as well as all of the available Lifter add-ons. So we're going to start out the video with two sections. We're going to say, here's a section of how to start from scratch and install these basic tools and get you going. But then we're going to swap over to a demo site so you can get a look and feel of what it's possible to build using Bricks and the Lifter LMS component. Now you may be wondering, who is this tutorial for? And let's just cut right to the chase. Lifter LMS is a WordPress-based platform that serves as a learning management system for course creators, WordPress developers, DIY entrepreneurs. If you have a business that needs onboarding for new employees, you want an LMS. If you are a professional or an expert in anything and you have course material or information you'd like to share with people, an LMS is for you. We're going to show you how to get started and how to leverage these tools. Whether you're a beginner or you're an experienced WordPress developer, we're going to show you how these tools can get your content in a framework that can lead to profitability. Folks, stay tuned. This tutorial is going to rock. So let's pop straight into it. This is the dashboard of a fresh WordPress install that I just put into the Mañana No Mas servers, and we're calling this one How To Lifter LMS and Bricks. So that's the website name. So if we take a look at the back end of WordPress, it's pretty standard. So posts, media, pages, comments, appearance, that's where themes go, plugins, users, tools, and settings. So you're going to notice that this is very plain. There's nothing else on the website yet. Now, Bricks is also a theme. So it's a page builder and a theme. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go to my plugins. I'm going to want to add a plugin. And since Bricks is not part of the WordPress repository, we're going to need to upload this plugin from a file. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that file from my Mañana No Mas plugins directory here in my hard drive. And there we go. Bricks is right at the top. And we're going to install that right now. Now that we have Bricks installed on our website, we're going to see some notifications from Bricks. It usually gives you some of its breaking changes, so it'll talk about code execution, things like that. You can dismiss that as we're getting started here. There's a code review and builder access. And so we didn't put Lifter LMS in yet, right? Here is post types. Once we add Lifter LMS to this website, this post types listing is going to increase. And we may want to toggle things on or off depending on what we want to do with our Bricks powered Lifter LMS website. Now, let's jump over and take a look at appearances. If we go to themes, you'll notice that Bricks is the active theme now. And if we go to the front of our website, we're going to see a very plain website because Bricks gives you kind of a clean slate to build upon. So you can do whatever you want inside of Bricks. We're going to go back to our dashboard. We're going to go back to plugins. We're going to add a plugin. And now we're going to add Lifter LMS. So just type in Lifter LMS. And here you'll see Lifter LMS, the WordPress LMS for e-learning online courses and quizzes. We're going to go ahead and install that. And we're going to activate that. Now you'll notice the Lifter LMS plugin goes directly into a setup wizard. Do not bypass the setup wizard. There are a lot of things that this wizard handles for you automatically that you could set up manually, but would take additional time. So let's take a look at this. First thing is says, thanks for choosing Lifter LMS to power your online courses. Let's get started. These are the pages that Lifter LMS needs to operate on. So we're going to have a course catalog, a membership catalog, a checkout page, and a student dashboard. This is where your students will be able to come in and see their grades or change their information or do things like that. So we're going to say save and continue. The next thing we're going to talk about is payments. If you're going to want to sell your courses, you're going to want to activate a way that you can collect revenue for the courses you create. So let's enable offline payments. Now, every version of Lifter LMS comes with what we call the manual payment gateway. That means that you will be able to activate access plans and give people access to the courses you create, and you can get that revenue through any channel that you choose. Lifter LMS also has integrations with WooCommerce, PayPal, Stripe, Authorize.net. We're going to save and continue. The next thing we're going to see is it's going to offer us a coupon. I'm going to click no thanks on this one, but if you are new to Lifter LMS, go ahead and get yourself that coupon so you can use it on future purchases with add-ons or bundles. And this is some of the sweetest part of the Lifter LMS installation, the sample courses. Now there's the Lifter LMS Quick Start course, which is fantastic to put into your own website, because if you need to refer to it for how to do things inside your site, you've got it right there on your site. Now the free course lead magnet template, this is also one that I refer to a lot of people to take as a new product, because it shows you like how to optimize a lead magnet to be able to sell your course. And then there's the course template. These other courses are just courses that are yours if you want them. If you want the Morning Routine Mastery or Soulmate Attraction Playbook or Digital Entrepreneurship 101, feel free to tick those off and those will be automatically added to your website as well. Now let's import our courses. And you'll see that this happens pretty quickly. Within just a minute or so, everything that we checked on this page is going to be added directly to the back end of our website. And here we go. We have a course template, we have the free course lead magnet template, and we have the Lifter LMS Quick Start course. Let's take a look and see what one looks like. Let's just hit view, and you can see that this isn't formatted the way that you would expect things to be formatted. And you might say, why is that? That's because we're starting with Bricks. And remember, Bricks gives you the ability to kind of format and template the website the way that you want to make it. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial so far. I wanted to show you how to install the main elements from scratch. Next, I'm going to go into the back end of Bricks and just point out a couple of things that it shows to new people into the platform for Bricks that says, hey, this is what templates are about, or this is how you do some basics within Bricks. This is not really a Bricks tutorial per se, but I want to show you how to get where you need to go so that you can start to build the foundations of your website using Bricks. And then what we're going to do is go into a fully populated website using Bricks and Lifter LMS so you can see what that integration looks like in real time. Okay, here we are back in the dashboard of our Bricks Lifter LMS powered website. And what I wanted to show you was the menu for Bricks. There's an item called Getting Started. So click on Getting Started and you're going to see a full menu of tutorials and information to get you started with Bricks. First off, it says, hey, it's tempting to start editing with Bricks right away. You'll have a much better experience in the Getting Started section. Absolutely true. Bricks is, to me, completely different than other page builders that I've used in the past. So understanding the basics of what you're working with, to me, is the first step in building a solid site. The next thing is templates. You're going to want to understand kind of how you want to format different pages or elements of your website, and then assign those different elements to templates. So you're going to want to build yourself some templates, and then you're going to want to assign those templates to different areas or post types within your website. Now, it says here that you can use custom hooks and filters and create your own elements, but that to me is the next level, way past beginner. And then if you have any questions or anything with Bricks, they do have support for that. Now I want to go back to Bricks settings, and I want to go back to the very beginning. Remember I said, once we install Lifter LMS, we're going to have the ability to edit other post types. And now we can see that we went from posts and pages to this full list. So I'm going to tick off courses, lessons, memberships, and I'm going to leave certificates, awarded certificates, and quizzes alone. For my purposes, I just really work with courses, lessons, and memberships when I get into the custom design that Bricks offers. Excellent. Let's move on to the next stage of this, and we'll work in a fully populated site with Bricks and Lifter LMS. Now we come to the part that you guys have been waiting for this whole tutorial, and that is, what does it look like to use Lifter LMS components inside of Bricks? Well, let's jump into this page we have right here that already has a header that we put in place using templates, like I referred you to in the settings part of Bricks when you first sign in. So we created a template for our header. We created a page template for our single pages. And all we were doing was really just trying to restrict the width of the content that we would see on the pages. So this is one of the course pages. And so if we wanted to see what it would look like to edit this course page, we could jump over to this tab and we could take a look at what it looks like inside of Bricks. Now on the Brick side, we have all of this material over here on the side. And so we could pull up templates, we can add components. If you've worked with Elementor, this kind of looks a little familiar to you. So you've got your single post elements, you've got your layout elements, your basics, your generals, your WordPress stuff. And then what's really cool is if you keep going down the list, you're going to see Lifter LMS typically down at the bottom. So here we have course author, course progress, course information, course meta information, course progress, course syllabus, instructors, lesson progress, and the Lifter LMS pricing table. These are elements that you're able to bring in directly with the Bricks blocks, so you don't have to go out and search for short codes or other ways to display that dynamic content inside your website. So let's take a look at what that might look like. Let's say that I want to add a section to my page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to the top here, and I'm going to select section. And you'll notice if you look at the navigator on the right-hand side, when it adds the section, it automatically adds a container. So in WebSpeak, a website is really just a series of blocks. And so we have blocks that are inside containers that are inside sections. And that's how the website is organized. So if we take a look at this, let's say I want to drag this up over, let's say, right above instructors. So now if I bring this page back up, right here is the element that we just put in. Here's course instructor, here's instructors, here's the section we just put in. So if I highlight that area and I want to bring over a Lifter LMS element, I know that it may seem repetitive, but let's say for some reason I want to bring that pricing table back over again. I can just select that pricing table, I can click it, and you'll see because that box is highlighted, it's going to put that pricing table right in the spot where I need it. Now, if I click on this for the pricing table, or if I click over here for pricing table, I'm still going to open up ideas for style, for layout, and things that I can do to customize and make it look the way that I want it to look. Okay. So we can adjust spacing, margins, padding, width, height, all those things. Now let's see what this looks like on the front end. I'm going to go ahead and click save, which is in the upper right. We'll get a confirmation message here. You'll see that it's already recycled in our sample page. Here's that pricing table right here where I had put it. Now, if we go back to the editing page, and let's say we want to bring in another element, let's go back down to Lifter LMS, and let's say that I want to add a course author. So I'm going to bring that over. You see the yellow line, that's where it's going to drop. And now we have that course author block right there. And of course, if we click on that course author block, we're going to be able to adjust the content and the style. So we're going to be able to say where we want that to be. Do we want the avatar to be bigger? Do we want the avatar to be smaller? Do we want to display the bio with it? So we have some choices right here in Bricks that give us the ability to take a little more ownership of what we put in place. Excellent. Now, before I close out this tutorial with no light at the end of the tunnel, I did want to share with you that I did build a Mañana No Más website from scratch in Bricks using LifterLMS. And just to give you an idea, there are so many different elements and different things that you can put into your Bricks build on your own. I've got a lot of elements added here. I've got a lot of things that are integrated. If you take a look at, for say, our membership list is going to go in here and give you an idea of the memberships that we have available through our website. If you wanted to know what the courses were that we have available, or maybe you want to see like a social media thing that we have, our Facebook feed comes directly through Facebook, runs through a tool, and is formatted with Bricks to look a certain way. So this is a way that we keep our website visitors up to date with our social media posts. We do the same thing with Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Our YouTube page looks a little bit different, but we've styled things up so that people can come in and find the content that they want to find. So I wanted to share this site with you as just kind of an inspiration piece. It might not be the most gorgeous site in your opinion, but it gives you an idea of what we can do with LifterLMS. If we go to course lists, you're going to see that we have a list of courses that we have available. If we go to our 5-day course for healthy success, that's going to open up, and that's going to show you what a course page looks like inside Bricks. It opens with an introductory video. I've got some text, and it gives people the ability to enroll for the course. Folks, I got to tell you, working inside Bricks with LifterLMS for me has worked out really well. There are certain use cases where you might think to yourself, wow, do I really need a tool like Bricks? Bricks to me is more of a developer's type tool. It has some options that are above and beyond maybe what a startup course creator might be into. But folks, we are in an age where a lot of people like to use page builders. And when it comes to page builders with lots of features and ways to be super specific in the build for certain things, I think Bricks is top shelf. So if you are a Bricks user and you want to use LifterLMS in your website, you've seen that we have the blocks available and everything works according to plan. One thing I definitely want to show you is the actual course builder itself. So in terms of the course builder, I'll show you in my very own site. We've got a ton of courses at the Mañana No Más website. And the way that the course builder works is very intuitive, and it stays the same whether you're using Bricks or some other page builder. We can select to go into our builder. You can see here that I have a course on how to put SCORM into a WordPress website. I've broken things into sections and then, of course, the lessons themselves. So this section is the introduction. This section is the how-to content. And then we have a conclusion. Each section is able to hold its own lessons, and each lesson is able to have an assignment, a quiz, both, or just move on to the next lesson. And then we have, of course, our SCORM wrap-up. If we click here, we will be able to edit directly in our WordPress editing screen. Here it comes. So this is basically what the course lesson looks like inside of our page. And if we want to see what it looks like on the front end of the page, we could click this to see the front end. And this is a real simple format for a SCORM wrap-up. We had a video embedded and then our text that moves along down to the bottom where the student can mark it complete or go back to the beginning of the course or go back to the previous lesson. One thing that you can do inside the courses, and let's go back to that. Let's go back to the course, and I'm going to select Edit Course, and that would be access plans. When you develop a course, you're going to want some way to give people access to the plan. So if we go down to the bottom, we're going to see here that we've got an access plan, and this one is SCORM in WordPress, enroll at SCORM today, It is visible. It's paid. It's $99. It's a one-time payment, and people can move on. Let's say I wanted to give this course away for free for people that were in certain memberships. Well, let's create a new access plan. We'll click Add New Access Plan, and I'm going to say free. Okay. And we've got free, enroll now. You can change that information, obviously, however you want to. I say plan type free. For group enrollment, I'm going to say no. For plan availability, I'm going to say for members only certain members. And then I'm going to be able to choose which members I want to give that to. And let's say you got to be a member of the VIP group to get free access to that course. So let's save that. And now, if we were to save this page and then go take a look at it on the front end, you'll see that new access plan. Well, that's a wrap with me on how to create an online course website with Bricks and LifterLMS. Hopefully through the course of this tutorial, you were able to realize that yes, you can use Bricks. It's an advanced page building tool. It's a wonderful tool. And if it's one that you're familiar with, how much better is it that LifterLMS now integrates with Bricks and gives you those different blocks that you're able to put in to your pages and get the functionality that you're looking for out of your Bricks powered website with LifterLMS. Folks, if you have any questions or suggestions after watching this tutorial, please feel free to send them to us at help@lifterlms.com or visit the lifterlms.com website if you have any questions about our bundles, our offers, or our packaging. Have a good one. Bye-bye.